Alright guys, welcome to what may hopefully be the last episode of Savage World. I'm really sorry if you guys are actually enjoying these. This was one big experiment and we've had to cut it short due to time constraints. Otherwise, check us out on SonovaCrit RP. That's my other channel where we're currently playing Starfinder. Woo! Alright, so, what did we do last week, guys?
Well,
or rather, the last 5 weeks ago.
Last week I was watching a movie. So.
Yeah, right. Well, last week, Kira got all your parts for your thing, and then hid in the car for a while the rest of the people fought monsters.
And tonight, the part of Kira will be played by Jane Poole's resurrected corpse.
Guess you forgot the character sheet.
Just like a David Lynch film.
Yes.
Or maybe you're playing as one of MacArthur's cans.
Well, we do have a Jane as the can. We do have a Jane.
There is a Jane. I think I'm currently in possession of it.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you are!
yes, I am.
Unhand me, you bastard!
But yeah, MacArthur's gonna be late as usual, but we're gonna just press on without him. And yeah, when we last left off, you guys were driving in the direction of the camp.
I have a
jealous.
card.
You do need to draw a card.
I have a horse, so I'm good. Is it shuffled?
It is. I shuffled before you guys.
Oh.
That is a face card. I need to look up terminal illness.
Oh.
Somebody hand me the superpowers companion.
Oh, I didn't.
We
We never finished leveling up.
Oh, you can do that while I look through this. Oh, I'm sorry, you died. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But Joker is gonna die.
Yeah, Joker he's gonna die. This I
I
think
think
just
I'm
gives him.
suffering.
This just gives you a -1, I'm sure. Yeah, it gives you a -1 penalty to all your traits throughout this game. So every roll that you make, every move you make, every step you take. Okay, I'm done. That was a terrible joke. Yeah, everything that you do that requires a roll, except for damage, will be at a -1.
Good luck. We're at season.
I think you're at seasoned still.
Well, I know I had fear and jinx for sure. I don't remember what the rest of the two were.
Yeah, I don't remember either. It sucks to suck.
Illusion. Illusion was one of them.
Okay, yeah, you had illusion.
Because I'm pretty much a Genjutsu user.
Alright. So yeah, you guys were driving in the direction of the Sons of Brenor and Jellic's outfit.
Riding. I had a horse, remember?
Yeah, you had a horse, so you're riding.
5 minutes, that's true.
You're trying to keep
Oh,
pace.
it's gonna be 5 minutes. Maybe we should go front.
Or I can snap my fingers and he'll be here. Hooray! The power of snapping fingers worked!
Wait, what happened?
You have arrived.
I snapped-
You appear
I
in
snapped
front
my
of us.
fingers and brought you into existence.
Nice. Just like my life.
I also brought a donut into existence, so these magical powers are cool.
The 1920s film guy.
Oh, yeah.
Pioneering special effects.
Yeah, so we were heading towards the other place.
Yeah, wherever the rendezvous point
Yeah.
for Jellic's outfit was, that was also where your double was leading the Sons of Brenor, so that you could engage in diplomatic relations with them.
Diplomacy.
I am pretty
My
diplomatic.
terminal illness is acting up and it's affecting my memory.
Yeah.
I found an in canon way of
Okay.
Whatever works.
Well, speaking of which, do you want to make me a persuasion check?
From the one that's with the other group.
You forget your character sheets
I had
too.
a dream this happened.
So yeah, probably.
We
All
got
right.
2 wild cards tonight.
I'm just thinking that they might be in my old car.
Well, shoot, that sucks.
You know the gist of your abilities. You can look them up.
Yeah. Well, I have the superpowers online. I just
Yeah.
don't have the. Oh jeez.
It's not your day to day.
Maybe I should have snapped your character sheet into existence as well. I mean, screw it. I'll just have you guys make certain rolls. This is probably the last session for Savage Rolls, anyways.
Didn't you take pictures of our character sheets?
I think that was at the start.
That was at the very start.
Long gone from my camera.
Yeah.
Still might be enough to get a rough idea.
But anyways, you
And he's gone.
and he's leaving. All right, so yeah, you're heading towards this camp. You can kind of, well, unfortunately, the engine of the Jeep is overpowering any sounds of dialogue, any sounds of a crowd in the distance. You do know exactly where to go. Everybody's mostly following Friantola and his horse, since he especially knows where to go. You drive past for like almost ages, just ruined buildings, roads that are just like with the gravel just like pulled up and have potholes aplenty. Luckily, you don't run into any feral griffins or drakes or anything that would want to kill you for the next 3 days.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to remember it.
But when you drive over to this rendezvous point, you find yourselves going towards almost a smallish part of town, whereas before you were like, heading away from New York City. Now you're like headed towards Queens or some place that has relatively smaller buildings. Your big metropolitan area breaks way to sort of urban areas, small like 2-story most buildings, big parking lots with department stores, and as such you end up going to one of these big parking lots. There are no tents really pitched. Well, there are tents and various jeeps and vehicles for the Sons of Brenor in this parking lot. And inside, you figure, is mostly where Jellic and his crew are holed up. You don't see any signs of fighting, luckily. It seems like everything just went smoothly. And as you drive over to this area, there are guards, none of them Sons of Brenor. You can identify them as most likely being part of Jellic's crew. They're kind of like sitting near the entrance of this parking lot with heavy weapons mounted on tripods, and they kind of point them towards you guys, and they ask you essentially for any means of identification, or rather just the standard halt, who are you, why are you here type of spiel.
I'll take point, since they know me. Or at least they
How
should
many
know
of
me.
them are there?
Like, how do you figure out parry again?
It's fighting divided by 2 plus 2.
Okay. How many people are asking for how many guards?
Two guys.
Just 2?
Oh wait, I'll take point. I got this.
Okay. I was just gonna jump over them.
Oh, yeah, because you can leave like a.
Well, they know you're there, and they're like, "Why doesn't that guy have pants?"
Wait, who doesn't have pants?
Me,
Oh,
I'm wearing my my
shirt.
hospital thing as a cape.
Well, lots happened. I don't know if you recognize
The
me. I should
ladies
be in the
appreciate
camera.
Yeah, you're Freon Toa, right?
Close enough. Good job.
Oh yeah. Both of them were goblins, by the way. Yeah. So wait a minute, you were just here?
Yes.
What are you doing out here? Aren't you supposed to be, like, in the meeting that's going on?
Yeah, I'm bringing these 3 back.
He
They both look at each other with bewildered looks on their faces, and they're like, whatever, just go on through.
has a twin.
What? Twins?
It's what happens when like the egg splits after.
No. We know what twins are, but Freon never mentioned that he had a twin brother named Freon.
We like to keep him secret. He's the special one.
His parents
Gotcha.
like to make things confusing.
Gotcha. Yeah, those elf nobles and their weird
Confusing, huh?
ways.
Mr. No Pants.
By the way, why don't you have any pants?
The ladies like to look.
Yeah, but the rest of us don't. Put some pants on. For God's sakes.
If you got it, flaunt it.
But you don't have it. That's the big problem.
And at that moment, they bust out laughing.
Anyway, I'm gonna start making my way towards the tent.
It's not a tent. They're in
Like that area.
There is a big department store in like sort of brownish, orangish, sort of a rust color of brick. It says in big bold letters, Good Co. And it's on a white background. These are red letters. It almost looks like
Target.
I was gonna say more like Dollar General, but like a place that's trying to be a professional department store.
Is this an actual store or is it like abandoned?
Oh, it's definitely abandoned.
Oh.
Well, relatively, it's no longer in business, but
We're now using it as a base of operation.
exactly.
And
I want to explore it and look and see if there's anything worth taking.
All right, well, you go in through the door. It's not one of those automatic sliding doors. You actually have to push it in order to go through these glass doors. And you have a bit of a smallish room with another set of doors in front of you. Push past through those, and you see this big, relatively empty store with almost nothing on its shelves, except for maybe a Twinkie here and there. I don't know.
I'm gonna eat the Twinkie.
There is a pair of pants that is goblin size.
Finally.
I'm gonna take off my.
so it's completely new.
No, I'm gonna take off my hospital gown and then I'm gonna tie the pair of pants around me.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
He said I'm the special one.
People are looking at you. There's a goblin in the
There
crowd.
can be 2 special ones.
There's a goblin in the crowd, and he just shouts at you, "This is the reason why we have a bad reputation."
That's racist.
I'm of the same race, you dumbass!
You're a self-hating goblin.
But like towards the back of the store, you guys hear a familiar voice. It's the elf general from the Sons of Breenor. You also hear Jorgen and Brand. You also hear Free and Tola, and you also hear Jellic. And they kind of pause briefly because of the commotion that's happening towards the front of the store. But
Because he took some pants and wore them like a cape. Now he's like essentially nude with pants cape.
Pants cute.
I'm a superhero. I get a lot of attention.
a fully nude superhero with a lot of. Oh, geez.
He never gets any
He's
attention from
called
the media
for
because
it.
they don't want to play everything.
The Flash.
Oh gosh, where'd you get that one from? A cracker check box.
It's like he has one of those black bars when they show him on the TV. But no, it's like this big.
I was gonna say it was more like Wilson, except like every single possible camera angle, just like barely blocks it out. But yeah, that's what's going on in this store. And you just walked in. I mean,
No, walk towards them.
alright.
Yeah, walk towards him.
Alright, so yeah, you walk towards them.
I'm gonna hang out like on the shelf near them.
Roll my eyes
listening.
at the nude goblin because I've seen it all at this point. I've been to the other world and back.
Yeah, you guys walk.
Hey, you're looking kind of familiar.
Yeah, jackass. I wonder why.
Wait a second. This is Jenny now?
This is
No, she lost her character sheet for Kira, so she brought her old Jane Poole character sheet. So she's kind of Jane, but not Jane.
we decided I'm Kane now.
she's possessed.
I'm possessed.
Yeah.
She's possessed Kira.
Kira's been possessed by the ghost of Jane, who has been brought back due to seething revenge against Odium.
Yes.
But yeah, you make your way past a bunch of relatively empty store shelves, and you make it towards the back in what used to be a sporting goods / toy section, and around a table, rather crude, maybe card table, they have a map of the region, obviously looking like this in front of you, and you see Jellic there, you see Jorgen Phalo, Bran Targus, the elf general from the Sons of Breenor. You guys see Quaowen is there, as well as Friantola. They all look at you, and then they all look at Frian, and then they all look back.
I'm gonna be going.
And you're gonna be gone, I guess.
Hand me back at the table. There's only one of me now.
Okay.
It just disappears.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I
And I
forgot you
just,
sent
like-
your double with them.
And Angelic is
I
just
said
like
double with you.
Oh yeah, but I mean like I forgot you split.
Yeah.
Angelic says, "Tell me again how we just transported ourselves into Crazy Town."
Don't worry about it. It's all fine.
Hey, this is the apocalypse. Like anything goes.
Apocalypse? Where?
Why is there a naked goblin in here?
Like I was saying this from the top of a shelf, like overlooking everything.
He
When
says,
you jump
"Hey."
off the shelf, can you Iron Man?
It says, "Hey, pants go on your legs, not your neck."
He doesn't care.
I'm debating whether I should
They're all looking at you right
retaliate
now.
in some way.
They're all looking at you right now.
You're up high.
This is where
You dare question Odium, the explosive,
Explosive.
the naked explosion.
Look, all I'm saying is have some frickin' dignity. Some decency here.
Why are you all ashamed to be naked? Like it's natural.
We're not ashamed to be naked. We're just ashamed to see you naked.
And
It
then
sounds like a personal problem.
you see me in the corner. Wait, we weren't all getting naked? I have like my pants like halfway off right now. But this is like the group thing.
The Son of Breenor general just like gives a sigh of like disappointment.
because you were a general.
Jellic says, "Really, this is all we have. I mean, we decided to join forces with the Sons of Breenor, and this is the best you can get."
I mean, surprise, I'm 2 people.
And then I jump across the room.
I rest
where
my
there's-
case, Your Honor.
I jump across the room where there's nobody, and then I explode. And I'm like, that's
Well, there
what
goes
we
the
can
roof.
do.
There goes the roof.
Yeah.
So we're sending them in as cannon fodder, right?
Can I try and scare everybody?
I mean, you don't have to ask. You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna scare everybody.
Well, alrighty then. You try to scare everybody.
My constructs are over in the corner playing chess. 2 of them are.
13!
Jeez.
I'm on the other side of the room. Wait, is this a small room?
It's like the size of a department store.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all look at you, and they all have a look of dread and fright in their eyes.
And I look at him and go, "Cannon fodder, eh, boys?" Like a really creepy grin.
And I jump back, and I'm like,
no, that's enough of that. We don't need to scare them.
I'll
Don't
be your
need
cannon
to.
fodder. Like, I'm dying anyway. Like, what's the point?
You can
I'll die sooner or later, but it's gonna happen.
You're saying this while you're like slowly reforming.
The mouth
Did
is like
this happen
inching
while
across the
while
floor.
I'd exploded? Well, no, I instantly.
He instantly
reformed.
reforms.
Well, then.
I imagine it was
Yeah.
like explodes and like his mouth is over here talking while his like hand is making gestures over here.
They all look at each other, and Jillick says, "Well, great. We've got a bunch of crazies with superpowers, and we still have no plan on how we're going to take back this area from the Inquisition."
Wait, who has superpowers?
I
As
do.
me and my constructs are playing chess.
That's
on the
why
mountain.
I'm wearing this cape. Don't you see the cape? The cape makes me a superhero.
I see you're wearing a very old pair of pants. The wrong way.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Well, look, we have limited resources, and from the looks of it, Sanctuary seems to be where their main base of operations is. And it looks like they spread all the way from up here down to Canopy to Sanctuary, and it seems like they're headed for the rest of Brenori, seemingly. If we take out Sanctuary, that may be our best bet. The only problem is it's well guarded.
Well, I mean, I can just walk in.
I don't mean to alarm you guys, but I think I have superpowers.
No.
You don't
Sherlock.
say.
I thought it was your pants.
You know what my superpower is? That I'm very good looking.
Bullshit.
She doesn't think so.
Pop one out at one. Pop one of me out of me. And I was like, oh, look, yeah, we're looking great. Oh, yes.
You're something.
Sounds like he's into himself.
These generals are relatively ignoring you guys and just kind of bickering over this non-existent plan that they don't know.
Oh, sure.
Hey, we can sneak in, and if that fails, I can just blow up anybody that, like, tries to attack us.
Okay, let's say you sneak into Sanctuary, then what? You just blow up and then that's the end of story? You've still got, like...
He can blow up over and over. And
Yeah, didn't you just see me
and
blow up?
over.
I can go, like, demonstrate again.
That's not necessary.
Wait, so how many people are we talking?
We're talking the amount of people that we have, but triple that much.
I have infinite
Well,
needs.
Maybe we can
I
take
can
out their
stand up there,
leadership.
send one of me in, and it just go wee.
the odds are definitely not in my favor. Our favor.
If we take out their leadership,
But as a wise man once said,
then
never tell me the odds.
they'll be thrown into chaos.
That is true.
I mean, that's what we would have
Or-
assumed before, but the Ark Prophet before Bernori's destruction was killed, and the Inquisition seems to have recovered from that with possibly new leadership, whereas the Sons of Brenor seems to be in a bit more disarray.
Do they have, like, an armory or something? Or, like, a water supply that we can destroy?
A water supply, I mean, most of the towns have their own water supplies, so it's if you were to take out, Canopy and Sanctuary's water supplies, that would hurt the Inquisition, but we're trying to take these towns back, not
Not kill
deal
them.
more damage.
It's not a game of Blast of Lands, it's a game of chess.
Well, what are the generals
Chess
wanna
is
do?
for nerds. I say we blow them up.
Hey.
I
My
say we
con-
put
my constructs
Witherroot in
let
the
you
water
go.
supply and watch them all get addicted.
Because they're all playing chess right now.
That's right. You're nerds.
They're not the most intelligent beings, but they still have some sentiency. They know they've been insulted.
The general from the Sons of Brainor says, honestly, it's a toss-up. We could try and draw Ire away from Sanctuary, draw their forces, try and make it a bit easier to make an assault. If we were to take back Sanctuary, that would be half the battle right there.
Don't you still have that armor?
Mm-hmm. I'm currently wearing Inquisition armor right now.
Yeah.
They all know you, so you're fine.
Well, I mean, you and I can sneak in. I'm good looking.
But I don't
Everybody
know.
lets a good looking man over your once.
Are we going to be able to kill an entire army of Inquisition by yourself?
Stick Odium
Give me
in your
enough
bag.
time, I can do anything.
I can stealth in.
Yeah.
Or hide in your bag. Or just jump over the wall.
I can just terrify my way in because I'm a woman.
Hey, if you want me to make a distraction, I can easily make a distraction. I'll just send two of me in and we'll be bickering. While the third one sits outside. And if they die, meh.
How is that going to help us?
I can make distractions. As long as at least one of me survives, I have an infinite fighting force. I just need time.
How much time?
Time? I don't know.
That's not a number.
No.
Time is definitely not something that we have. If anything, we want to begin the assault tomorrow morning at the very least. Which means we have to come up with some kind of a battle plan.
Is the Inquisition, they're well organized right now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are they well organized because of a few individuals, or do they have like a good hierarchy system?
Well, it seems like these Inquisition are definitely operating from a higher power within their own territory, and the former province of Piflon, but it seems like they're mostly being commanded by a single Inquisitor, that one being one known as Aplier Norbanus. Currently, as far as the intel that we do have on him, says he is within Sanctuary, but since he's got so much of an army backing him up, trying to get to him is going to be difficult.
I can go in and take him out.
Would he, if he saw a small force outside of Sanctuary, would he himself come out to defend it, or would he stay in the city?
Possibly. It's a possibility. Honestly, we don't know for sure.
I feel like our best hope is to cut off the snake's head. Is to go after him.
Agreed.
Well, I
What-
have an idea.
What other intel do we have about this place? Like, how do these people
Didn't-
communicate?
Didn't you guys live there for a while?
When it was taken over?
No,
Um,
not when I was taking over.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
How do they communicate? With comms. Which, by the way, is basically Brenori's version of a cell phone.
Do they have like a comm tower or something we could take out?
I mean, comms are...
Or could we like send out like a signal like somehow to like, hey, there's an attack on the east side, so go over there and then go.
Well, if anything, their communications would be somewhat encrypted. You might need some kind of access code to be able to get to the high command, so that they can believe that you're part of the hierarchy.
We could kidnap someone high up.
Possibly, if you can do that.
Well, I have a plan if you want to get some people inside. I can have some of my golems, and we can have some of your golems chasing us. We can make you look wounded while I'm like carrying you.
Wait, I don't have any golems.
Yet.
Your men,
Why would my men chase me?
because it'd be part of the plan.
Oh, okay. But what if they die?
They won't die, trust me. They're
Yeah.
good, strong men.
They are pretty strong.
It would take more than a couple Inquisition shots to take them down.
Jorgen pipes in and he says, "Hey, did you get the parts that I requested?"
I did.
Oh yeah, what were those for?
"Well, can I have them?"
Just toss them on the table.
He says, "All right, well, within a few hours, I can have some of yours, mine, and our technicians work on this, and we can get a giant off switch working. What we could do is we could lure the Inquisition army, and then at the opportune time, activate this thing, and boom, all of their equipment goes out.
Ooh.
The only problem is that it would also cut off our equipment as well."
Worth it. Necessary sacrifice.
It's fine. All my stuff is, as they say, analog.
And Angelic says, "All right, well, that's definitely a good advantage to have, but how are we going to get them into position?"
To make a distraction.
Where do you need them? I can make distractions. We can make distractions.
I'm a distraction.
If only Jane were here, she would be a distraction because she was hideous.
That's the thing!
No, aren't you in her body?
Yeah. I'm of two minds.
Do we know that? Is that
Yeah, you are right.
No.
Yeah.
We have multiple
I
ways
have
this
my
distraction
suspicion.
can be.
All right. So we try and lure them away from the city, either somewhere out here or anywhere away from Sanctuary would help.
Yes.
If we could lure them away into a neutral ground.
What about just driving a car in with like the off switch and then turning it up?
We want them out of the city because it'd be easier to kill them.
It needs to be manually turned on.
I know, but like one of us, like
Suicide
drive.
mission?
Well, not necessarily suicides. Like I could drive it and like jump out. But
Could you make a golem turn on the switch?
Ah,
I suppose they would probably kill it right away, though, wouldn't they?
that doesn't matter.
But I
Well,
like,
it needs
would they
to
kill
flip
it
the
before, yeah,
switch.
Ah,
before
yeah.
it was in position? They just blow up the car.
That's true.
I imagine we don't want the Inquisition to get to said switch because then they would be able to turn it off.
Right.
But as I said,
Will big Mr. General Man be with this army, or is he going to still be in Sanctuary, do you think?
What was the question?
Is the general of the Inquisition right now in Sanctuary, will he follow his soldiers into battle, or will he stay?
Again, we don't know for sure. It's a toss-up. He could or he could not. He has been known to.
Do we know where he is right now?
He's currently in Sanctuary.
I meant like, do we
Where
have
in
an idea
Sanctuary?
where?
Where in Sanctuary? Within Jorgen pipes up again. He says, "Oh, he's basically in my office, or in my office
So we
building."
could like
Is
one
he-
of us could look out and see if he leaves or not,
I can distract him if he leaves.
and then like
Is
if
he
he leaves, we could like try to cut him off, or if he stays, we can go like
Kill him.
ambush him.
Mhm. I'm feeling like if we get the majority of the forces outside of Sanctuary somehow, then and if he stays, then we could just go in and try to, or him and like a smaller contingent of men stay.
Mhm.
We could go in and kill him, but that's a big if.
Jellic says, "I can have a certain number of my force actually meet the Inquisition that leaves Sanctuary. And that way we can have the Sons of Brenor come in and back you guys up."
I like that idea.
well, again, how are we going to get them out?
You guys said you could distract them.
Yeah. We have ways.
Hookers and pizza.
I haven't seen a pizza in years.
One of us turns into the Pied Piper.
Oh god.
I sing a siren song.
You can do that?
No. I wish. I can. I can try.
And then they all are just like disappointed.
Wait,
Everyone runs in
were
the
there any-
opposite
Were
direction.
there any high up Inquisition guys that died at the reactor that we were at? Or no? Were they all pretty low ranking?
They were all pretty low ranking. The highest ranking member there was probably Commander Jeb, the guy that you killed later on, who was also mutated with you guys.
Nah. I remember that guy.
But he was relatively small potatoes. He was more like a lieutenant or a sergeant. At the very most, I want to say a major.
Quick question: are druids a thing in this world?
Yes and no. Like, yeah, they're like magic users can specialize in different, schools of magic, as it were, and there are definitely some magic users who specialize in command of nature, command of plants and animals, wild shapes. So essentially, yes, they're just not really called druids particularly.
Are there any
The exploding commander.
wooded areas near Sanctuary?
No, unfortunately, nothing near Sanctuary. The closest thing would be all the way over here.
That's a bit far.
Yeah, that would be too far.
Because I was thinking we could have your men pretend to be like druids. Like put some chalk and make a circle, and then just go get them. Be like, Inquisition, there's druids. They're doing something in the woods. Well, there's no woods.
You could try to scare them out. How big is your...
I think it was a 12 square radius.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was thinking try to get your illusion,
Yeah.
but it's a little small.
Yeah.
Just
If you
the
could
magic
gather them
marker
all in
heads.
one place, I could try.
Within 112 square radius.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 24 wide.
Yeah.
That's a wide area. 120 feet.
Wait, is Canopy well defended?
Canopy doesn't have as big of a force,
Hmm.
so I mean it's well defended, just not as well defended.
And if I recall, they had big, heavy lasers on the building above the entrance.
Brand Targus all of a sudden chimes in. He says, "Yeah, but I have a resistance who knows that area like the backs of our hands."
If we took Canopy, then
That
they would
would-
have to come get us.
That's
They
true.
We wouldn't be
Yeah.
on the offensive.
And we would also have the big lasers.
That's true.
And I feel like
Maybe.
sieging the city right now is out of our.
Yeah, I agree.
We outnumbered. What'd you say, 3-1, and
Yeah.
we're sieging a city. I feel like those aren't the best odds.
I can take 3.
All right, so you suggest that we go after Canopy and hope that they come to us afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or we can at least shoot at them, and then they'll definitely come at
Right.
us with the big
Is our
lasers.
force smaller than the force that is garrisoning Canopy, or are we deemed rough?
Roughly, with our combined strength, I'd say that we're close to sufficient, at the very least.
Well, if you need more bodies, I mean,
No, there's 3 of me.
we've got infinites.
Yeah, that's true.
And
We
you
can
said
use
there's
infinites.
we have the people on the inside in Canopy too.
Yeah.
Could they?
Yeah.
Maybe we can go back them up and we can sabotage their defenses and try to have as
Honestly, it'd be
few
real
losses
easy
as
for
possible.
most of us to get in there without being detected in any way.
Right.
In fact, they think you're a soldier there.
I've been there before.
Jellic says, "Well, that's definitely an advantage that we can have. Should definitely utilize that."
If we take their commander hostage, can he command them all to put their guns down?
I don't think the Inquisition works that way.
Jorgen says, "Well, if we're gonna do this, I highly recommend that we don't use the off switch. while we're assaulting Canopy, because otherwise, well, we kind of need a ace in the hole.
Yeah.
I think we should wait until...
I agree.
Wait, if we assault Canopy, and then we can all leave Canopy, and they'll come to attack Canopy, and then we can turn the off switch while they're all inside of it.
Ooh.
And maybe we can collapse the giant building on top of them.
Smart man.
I mean, Odium
I mean,
could
it's
explode
destroying
a
an
few times.
entire
Brand says
city,
you...
but it's still.
Brand says you do realize that people live in that thing,
We can
right?
evacuate everyone.
Yeah, we can evacuate.
To where?
And I don't think we
they'll
would have
sanct-
enough time.
They'll have sanctuary when they're done.
You would
That
need...
assumes we win.
You would also need to
Also say
convince
sacrifice.
everybody to hightail it out of there, and you would also need perhaps a day to do that.
I can convince everybody that that building is on fire. They will run like rats off of the
Can
sinking
they? Can
ship.
people get from sanctuary?
Duly noted.
Can people get from sanctuary to Canopy in less than a day?
Possibly.
I mean, we assume that they have a way to contact the sanctuary. So as soon as we start this, their sanctuary is going to know we're there.
Yeah. All right. Original plan. Bunker down
No,
to Canopy.
I think Canopy is a good idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I mean. Not
Because
destroy
then
Canopy.
we
bunker
can
down
be on the
Canopy.
defensive, and we'll have the advantage of the off switch.
Mhm.
Well, alrighty then. The general kind of stands up, taller than what he was because they were all standing to begin with.
He stands up.
Yeah, he was like standing, and then he just like stands even more. Words right now. The commander, he says, so we're all committed to this. We're going to attack Canopy tomorrow. And then we're going to hold out in Canopy against Sanctuary.
Mhm.
Alright then. Everybody get some rest, get some sleep, get some supplies. We're going to head out tomorrow morning, bright and early.
I'll do donut to get ready.
I want to buy some supplies.
Alright, hand them the weapons and equipment list.
Just gonna
Oh,
get all the
sorry,
cards in the
what's the
world. I do. I'm just gonna get a couple extra of these.
Can't really remember what I had. I know I had combat armor, and I bought that teleport belt thingy that you had.
Teleport belt?
Or no, like fast move belt. What was it?
Oh, the flash harness?
Yeah, there we go. That's what it's called.
Yeah, you just push a button, and basically you take two turns when it's your turn. Keep in mind it has to be move action, regular action, and then move action, regular action. Or action move, action move.
How does the telekinetic band work?
It's a weird science device. It's basically like casting the spell of
I had a rifle,
telekinesis.
but
Can I
don't
use
really
it in
use that anymore.
combat, or is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, you can use it in
I
combat.
need to buy arrows. I'm just saying I have my bow because that does more damage.
Alright.
You've literally beat people with the bow.
Didn't I beat you the first day, or was that you? It was one
I
of
think
you
it was
guys.
both of
I
us.
like
Didn't I thought
swept your feet out from under you.
I thought
bashed you.
someone almost killed you,
Yeah.
like randomly
Yep.
when they first met you.
Yep, that was me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I got like an ungodly amount
yeah.
of
I
damage.
thought you like kept rolling and we're like, no.
Yep. Fun times.
Fun time was had by all.
Yeah, sorry.
My attacks with my metal stuff now count as heavy weapons.
Ooh.
And I also have a flaw in my weapon that I can't do non-lethal damage. It has to
Or do
be
you want-
lethal.
It's gonna take me a while.
Like I can't choose for it to be non-lethal. It has to always be lethal.
It's always straight through the heart.
And you're to blame.
You gave your game a bad name.
I debated on getting more constructs, but I decided to make weapon stuff a little better. I can shoot twice now. It goes.
Just wait till you can shoot 5 times.
Oh, that's too many.
So this is relatively a crude map of Canopy. These are the two buildings in question, one toppled on the other. So that's just to give you guys a reference of what the city looks like, or what the town
So
looks like.
I can get any of
Did
these?
we agree that we're
Yeah.
sneaking in beforehand?
Yeah, that's what I was.
What do I do if I
Is
want to sell
Angelic?
something?
Angelic Contact is that his name? The guy was from there.
No, Brand Targus was from
Oh,
here.
Brand was from. Can Brand contact his resistance guys?
He can, but not right now. He would actually have to get. He would actually have to go through the same sewer system that you guys previously went through.
Is there like a wall around the city hall, or can we just walk in?
No, you could just walk in.
I mean, there was kind of like a barricade set up, if I remember
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I thought there was like one main entrance.
Wait, are there? You said there were like lasers last time, or are they guarding the entrance?
Well, if you recall, I sent my construct. Like after you went in, I sent my construct in because I was bored.
Big
Wanted to see what
lasers
happened.
from the canopy, as it
Yeah.
were, just like pew 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 pew.
Yeah, there was a small
Crater,
crater.
like from the two built.
Oh,
big
all
buildings.
the bows do the same
No,
amount
there's-
of damage?
So one of these buildings
I'm not doing that.
is relatively collapsed and just kind of collapsed onto the other building. So like half of this is standing, and it just kind of toppled over onto this one.
Yeah.
That's also still standing, so it created kind of a canopy between the two. Hence the name Canopy.
But yeah, in the collapse section, they just had like lasers up the wazoo, and they targeted the crap out of that thing.
Maybe we can go in and turn those off. I mean, I can tell I'm the maintenance man.
It'd be better if I was the maintenance man and you were the person making sure I did
You can
things
come with.
right.
Yeah. I'm like, I found a maintenance guy.
Routine maintenance, order 6134.
Do I need a
Subsection
second
D.
quiver to hold more than 20?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I just sell my... No. I might need that.
So it's morning now. You guys wake up from your rest. Everybody's beginning to pitch their tents. They're beginning to load all their equipment onto trucks and jeeps and tanks and getting ready to move out.
One of my constructs was sitting next to you like this, just staring at you the whole time. And when you wake up, he goes, "How do you know when you're in love?"
And I just glare at him. I'm like, I am never in love. Get out. Get out.
Oh man, it's the start of a budding relationship.
My constructs are learning how to be human.
Go bother Freeing about that.
Freen is a man, and as I understand it, men are not supposed to have relations.
Ask him about your feelings. I don't have those anymore.
I'm waiting for you guys.
Alright, are we marching out?
I'm just waiting for this to continue.
I can't, and I don't have the names of the three of them that were here.
Paul, Wilhelm, and
Paul was one of them. Oh, was it? I know
Willis.
Willis was
Yeah.
was one
Willis,
of them.
Paul, and
I couldn't remember the third one.
Jane, I think it was.
no, it wasn't Jane.
No, wasn't it?
Like one of you took her.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have that's okay, Jane. It's in my bag. Paul,
We'll call him
Willis,
Dan.
and-
His name is Montgomery now.
You had Willis,
Jefferson.
Paul, and Terrence.
Jefferson. There's
Yeah.
Terrence, yeah.
Because Jefferson died.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, Jefferson was Jellic's father.
Yeah. He died twice. yeah.
That was considering he's right over there.
All right. We're ready to move out, I think.
All right,
So
so
let's go over the plan exactly. What are we gonna do to get inside the town?
Well, I could walk up.
Well, yeah.
I could either intimidate my way in or I could be a prisoner.
It'd be better if I played the role of prisoner because I can just boop, not there anymore.
Yeah, you guys are going over the plan while you guys are kind of riding along.
Alright.
So it'd be better if I played the role of prisoner if we're gonna do it that way.
That's true. I'll guard.
Wait,
I'll
can
be
you,
another guard.
Can you illusion yourself some Inquisition armor?
Oh,
And you and
I could.
You and I both walk him in?
I could. That is smart. I'm gonna illusion myself some Inquisition armor.
Alright.
And then he can just jump over.
He can get
I mean, you should illusion clothes on him.
Yes, always have an illusion.
Yes.
Can I sell like one of my items?
Yeah.
Do I get back the second
Full price.
Full price.
So was that your entire plan? You guys were gonna sneak in?
Yeah, that's why we can do it.
Okay. What did you guys want Bran to do?
Yeah,
He should
see,
get in contact with resistance and we
see if they can have them be ready when we're going to attack, because they could also attack from the inside.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, when you bring it up to him, he says, well, I do have a sewer passage. You guys could just take that if you want to get in. It'd be easier.
Oh, okay. Sure, we can do that.
Oh no, wait. Never mind. I forgot my own thing. No, it was accessed outside, but it didn't go inside of the city. It was just its own thing separately.
Yeah.
Golly, I'm the DM. I should be on top of this.
I was gonna say like we could just
Never mind. Forget I didn't say anything.
Wait, is your character good with like mechanic stuff still, or no? Was that just Johnson?
that
Okay.
was just Johnson.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. He could be the mechanic.
Johnson.
Damn it, Johnson! You had one job.
Johnson. I need to kill Johnson again. I was horrified because I thought it was Johnson. You almost killed him.
He did almost kill you.
Johnson, it's you! Boom!
Why? All
Yeah,
right.
So
Okay, so time
how much illusion can you do? Can you do me as well?
Yeah, we could just
Probably.
Inquisition everyone.
Then
As long because your
Yeah.
illusion is a certain square, right? As long
Yeah.
as he stays in your square,
I
then
believe so.
Yeah, so what we can do is we can have this guy, good looking guy, be the prisoner, and then I can be illusion.
but he looks just like you. Oh, I suppose she can make you not look like you.
Yeah.
Illusion, my friend. It's a hell of a thing.
illusions. Not even once.
Yeah, so I can illusion armor and other people and
Alright, so yeah, time passes. Like about 3 hours, I want to say.
clothes on the goblin.
Close on the goblin. You end up
Don't
near
put clothes on
Cansey.
me. Or at least make it look like little superhero clothes.
The army tries to park in an area where they're kind of out of the way. I want to say they're like a mile away from the town itself, because they don't want to be spotted before it's time, obviously. So you guys would have about a mile's journey to get from there over to Campy. And of course, Bran sets out right away to contact his resistance.
Alright,
I say we go.
let's do it.
I can jump there.
Yeah.
Well, not in one jump.
So the prisoner we got is a high-ranking officer in the Sons of Brenor. Just so
Or
we're all on the same
say
page.
he's a spellcaster.
Or both.
He's a lieutenant in the Sons of Greenfire.
I say both.
Alright.
That's really him up.
Okay, so you head over to the town. A couple of guards approach you. They say, oh, name, rank, and serial number.
Call me, you Inquisition
I give him the one I gave him last time.
Alright. And they're like, oh yeah, and who's this guy?
Wait, is he? They're pointing at the
fucked your
goblin.
mom last night.
Oh, him.
I'm the exploding commando.
We found him while we were patrolling around near Sanctuary. It looks like he's part of the Sons of Brenor.
It's more.
Make
And I
a
think he
I'm gonna
casts-
make a
I'm gonna-
persuasion roll.
I'm gonna have the me that's being the prisoner. I'm gonna have him attempt to blind. I'm gonna have him attempt to blind that guard because all it requires is that I have eyesight with him.
Okay.
A 15.
15.
6. A 4.
A
Needs to
4.
do a agility
Oh,
roll.
okay.
Agility
Yeah,
roll
that's
at
right.
least.
He's not a wild card.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you get it. The one guard who is talking to you believes what you're saying. The other guard, he quickly turns over and sees that the other guard is like holding his hands over his eyes and just like screaming wildly. He's like, I can't see! This son of a bitch blinded me!
And then he's gonna spit on him.
And then I just look over at the prisoner and go, yeah, ugly, isn't he?
And then, what's your parry? Or what's his parry?
It's an 8 normally. I assume, having his hands bound, it might be like 2 less.
Well, damn!
I made sure he had high parry.
Alright, here we go. Alright. He, damn. So, yeah, the guy who wasn't blinded, he takes his rifle and just cracks him over the head, cracks the prisoner over the head, and, he falls down unconscious.
Can I look at the guard and go, yeah, you probably deserve that.
Yeah, magic user scum. Take him over to the jail. We'll have the witch hunters over there interrogate him. Heck, maybe we'll have Robert Wellington or General Wellington look him over himself.
Will do, sir.
Wait, General Wellington is here?
Yeah, General Wellington is here. He was stationed here by the direct order of Aplier Nabanus himself.
I see.
Excellent.
Yeah, let's bring him to prison.
In the prison.
Okay.
So bring them there.
All right.
I think how I got roped into this while I was buying stuff.
You're coming along for the ride, buddy!
All right. You are now inside of Canopy.
Nice.
You take him over to the jail, or where Bran Targus had his office, which is basically this building right here. You take him in. You lug this unconscious dude, this unconscious Frientola in there, and there are guards in there. They're like, "Huh, Sons of Brenor, eh?
Magic using son of a bitch.
Well, we have a cell just right for him. Take him this way." And then they bring you to a set of stairs that lead down into a basement area with a bunch of jail cells all in there. Rather nice jail cells. They look like they were recently installed.
Recently installed. You've got the fine puncture chairs.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
drunk tank.
This might have been like an office building before the Brenorian Civil War, and when the Inquisition took over, they might have just put jail cells in there because they kind of wanted a jail. Didn't want to use animal cages for prisoners, although that probably would have worked too. So yeah, you're down in this area with jail cells. They open up a cell and they prompt you to throw him in there.
There you go.
Toss him in, hits his head on the bed.
Okay. And then they close the door and that's that. He's in there, unconscious.
Alright, let's go, boys.
You're with them.
With us, yeah.
So yeah, you go back up the stairs into the station. Where do you want to go from there?
Wait, so Are there civilians living in this tower? Because the one that we're in, or is it just Inquisition?
Just in the tower, it's Inquisition. In the canopy section,
Wait, so they live in the tilted part of it?
yeah.
Why? Why?
Why not?
Because they're all related to this guy.
They walk around like this.
Slide down to your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to strap yourself in at night.
Hey, I mean, people seek fun in a variety of ways. Like living in a structurally unsafe area.
I mean, even if we don't collapse this thing, people should still leave. People should still not be living in it.
It's the apocalypse. You're gonna do what you're gonna
Sir, I have complaints
Shut
about
up, you're
the town.
insane. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm the crazy one. All I do is talk to cans. These people live in danger.
Wait, so you admit it?
No, what are you talking about?
I say
Damn, I almost said
weren't
that.
there big,
Paul's just like, no, I admit it.
weren't there big guns here? Big laser guns?
Yes.
Yeah,
We should go take the guns.
or at least. Wait, are there guys within earshot of us, or did we just take him here?
I mean, there are definitely people in this building, in the room you guys are standing
Oh. I whisper, we should take the gun.
in.
Or at least put them out of commission. Also, we should have clarified when the Sons of Brianor should have attacked. Because we could do all this stuff and then we'll just sit around and wait for them.
That's true.
Well,
That's a good point.
Maybe fireworks.
Well, if we shoot
Well, if we take the guns out well enough.
if we shoot the gun at Sanctuary, they may think that we're attacking them, and they'll send people over, and then we can destroy the guns so they can't attack us.
I'm gonna start leaving this room.
Let's shoot what is essentially a rocket launcher, a bazooka, at a city that's about 3 miles away.
Oh, I thought they were laser gun. I thought it was.
If you get high enough, you can do it.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
laser cannons, but they do have range. Definitely not 3 miles. Actually, according to the scale on that thing, it's 56 miles. 57.
All
They
right.
need some long range lasers.
We need missiles.
Let's
what we
go
need.
up to the because the guns are at the top of this tower, right?
Yes, let's go
And
to the
the,
top.
Tilted area. Let's go up there.
Yeah, we should sabotage the guns.
How many guards are there in the prison area?
In the prison area, a lot.
Hella.
Wait.
Guards.
We could have everybody evacuate beforehand.
Well, I was just
Send the
thinking-
message, tell them to all leave.
I want to say about 7 squads
Okay.
in this building alone.
I was just thinking, but then I don't actually have harnesses on it.
Where are we?
Are the people of Canopy afraid of the Inquisition?
Most likely. I mean, it depends on the person. Some people think that the Inquisition are right. Some people don't, obviously.
I know how I can evacuate them.
If we get all of the people out of the tilted part, I can bend metal and I can take out essentially the structures holding up the building and destroy the entire Inquisition inside it.
Or
We
I,
only have to take out one building, we don't have to take up the whole town.
or I can blow up part of the base.
See?
We
got
can
two
work
people.
together.
Yeah, we can work together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Although you're not wearing pants, so if you
Can,
go even a little
He's
way
gotta
from her.
leave.
can we
He's
try to get
gotta
a
leave.
hold of
Yeah, that's
the,
true.
So if I
like
go,
That way he can
contacts
scare
that Bruno
everybody
has to,
else.
spread the word to civilians to get out of the tower?
I can scare them out. Trust me.
If you were to actually know their contacts, but you haven't been in this town long enough to know that information, if you were able to talk to Brand, but currently he's off doing his own thing and you can't really access him right now, you'd be able to, but like I said, he's off in his little resistance area.
I have an idea. You make it look like there's a giant worm coming up out of the ground. Comes at the building and just at the same time you bend the metal.
But you see, we're trying to get rid of
Yeah,
the
I was just gonna
civilians,
go out
and
in
we
there.
want to keep the Inquisition in here.
Right.
So scaring them might have both parties leave.
Right. I was just gonna go in and just start yelling, "Get out!" in a very intimidating voice and illusion myself to be very scared. That'll work on civilians.
Also, I like how now that we're going, he looks different in the cell.
So, do we want to evacuate?
Because I don't know how we're going to be able to get like the word out to get them to leave.
I'll just walk
I
in there
could
and
jump
start
up and
screaming.
down beside the building, yelling in the windows.
Get out! Get out!
How tall is the building?
It's like a skyscraper.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like half a skyscraper with 12 stories.
Yeah.
How high can you jump? Those
I
12
could
stories should
jump,
be each story is roughly 12
16
feet.
inches.
16 inches, so you can jump 60 feet. So you can jump halfway up.
Mm.
If you can grab on and jump again,
Yeah.
shatter the entire foundation there.
Let's go see if we can just decommission the guns right now.
Alright.
So we're going to the top of the building.
All right. So you're at the tilt in this building, and you know you can definitely see kind of a makeshift hallway that was kind of tunneled in through like various floors, and at certain windows you see Inquisition guards using heavy Tiersnium energy cannons.
How many guards?
Yeah, how many guards and how many at each one?
About 6 of them
In total?
in total.
You could split
Duplicate
up
yourself.
and try to take all 3 groups
I
at
mean,
once.
if we ditch the one in the cell, I can make it look like there's 6 of us, and we can do the whole shift change switcheroo.
Yeah, I was just going to say we could say
Yep.
shift change.
Exactly.
Let's do that. Yeah, there's 2 more of me here.
Well,
Okay.
I'm useless. I'm gonna go like
Roll
hide in the
stealth.
corner.
Probably.
But if you guys go outside of her range, then you won't be Inquisition anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, you can disguise me as Inquisition?
Yeah, right now you're all
That's the whole thing.
Inquisition.
We all look like Inquisition.
You look down and you're actually fully clothed.
Oh.
You keep trying to take it off, but there's like nothing there.
6.
All right. Yeah, because you wouldn't want to like duplicate yourself and have them see you and be like, "What kind of magic is this?"
Yeah.
Surprise!
All right.
So, let me do the talking. I'm pretty good at it.
And then I just walk up and go, shift change, bitches. Move out of the way.
All right. Roll me persuasion.
God.
So why I said let me do the talking.
She's not good with people.
Persuasion. If I don't have the actual persuasion.
Oh God.
And
D4 minus.
I
2.
have.
If you guys want to jump in and help her,
Yeah,
you can totally
please,
do
somebody.
I'm gonna jump in and be like, excuse what my friend just said. She just means we're here to take your guys' ships right now.
roll your persuasion.
Can I assist in any way?
Yeah, you can do the same thing. It's a group roll at this point.
Oh.
No, not you. Just these two, because they were gonna do it already.
I wouldn't have been able to help very much anyway.
I got a 5.
I got an 11.
Alright.
You got an 11, so that's plus 3 to your roll.
I got 5. No, 6.
Okay. All right. They're like, "Wow, that's early. Well, all right, have fun." And then they hand you their weapons and just go downstairs.
Alright, and then I take the weapons and on each one I go, eh! And I crunch them all in just real hard. And I bend the metal on them all.
And effectively destroy them. Destroy amazing heavy weapons that could have helped you in the long run.
They're gone!
They're gone!
You'll see.
I
You
kept
make
saying
it
we
look
should
like they're
use
still
them.
usable. Like you bend it
Yeah,
inside so
it's
they'll
like
fire
the
them
bombs
and
will-
just... Yeah, so they'll fire it, it'll just explode in their face. Do it that way. That's it.
Yeah, I do it that way.
Okay.
So they look like they're still usable, but they fire and just go.
Okay. Okay. Alright, now what?
That was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that was a lot easier than that would be.
What else can we?
I still have a bone to pick with this Mr. Wellington around here. Except I don't want my revenge to compromise the mission right now.
Well, there are
What-
forces outside, right?
Yeah. Can we just
Outside.
start firing
Can
on the
we?
forces?
No, well, no, like to help us.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's right.
Can't we like
Call them in
attack
a
one of the
giant-
gates
Yeah.
or something? And let them. Then?
How many grenades do you guys have left? Mine's grenades.
Oh yeah, did I get a grenade last time?
I think you did.
I
I
am
don't
a
have
grenade.
Yeah.
Just throw him.
I can illusion grenades, and that's about it.
Well. Oh yeah, you can mega jumps and whatnot. Why don't we just have him go like blow up the walls?
There weren't any like walls surrounding us, were there?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, light barricades, mostly to just funnel traffic.
Yeah, you could just go around and start blowing everything up. I mean, he can explode, jump like 100 feet away, explode again.
Yeah, I like that plan. It involves me exploding,
All
and I will finally get to be free, naked.
Alright, go.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We can make a distraction of this. I can have my other two Mii's go be like, "Stop that goblin thing!"
So you're gonna go around and blow up barricades.
Yep.
Like defensive emplacements
Alright.
and whatnot.
Mhm.
Just anything that Inquisition troops are next to.
Right.
So all around, whatever.
Okay.
I don't.
And I'll have the other two Mii's be like,
Though you guys
Chasing
keep
after
an eye on me. Don't let me get.
Is there any place that there's like a bunch of Inquisition forces gathered like together?
Yeah.
This
and we-
building you're in.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
whoa.
We want to take out the building.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's just go. We can leave the city, right? Let's go back to Bran and ask him if he can send the word out for these stupid fucking people that are in a leaning tower to leave the leaning tower.
Are there
Would
civilians
you like
in
me?
here?
Yeah. Would you like me to evacuate the tower, sir? I can do that.
Yeah, but if you scare them, then the Inquisition will be scared. So you want the Inquisition to not be scared. I want them to think everything's normal.
That's true.
And I want them to
Well,
go
if I
business as
explode,
usual.
the Inquisition will think they're under attack, and then all the people will like
"How
start
about we do
running
this? Why
out.
we just ask him to leave?" Rather forcefully, be like, doing Inquisition renovations out.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we could gather them like in a camp where they can concentrate.
maybe not concentration camps.
I mean, it would be par for the course for the Inquisition, but
How about? Well, I mean, we could go that direction. We could convince the Inquisition that we think one of, like, a handful of these members are, like, Sons of Brino or like,
That could horribly backfire, though.
and then they could get them all in a camp, and
I
then
guess some of them actually are.
yeah, they are. So we're not technically lying, but then we'll destroy this building, and then we'll let them out once we take over the canopy, and the building will be gone, and they'll be safe because they're not safe right now anyway.
That plan has a very big potential to backfire horribly.
It's the best we got so far.
Or, I mean, yeah. I don't know. You just want to go in and say renovations?
I can jump by the windows and look for people, and then try to pull them out and carry them away.
We could just have him streak through the building running. It's not safe. It's not safe.
Alright, let's go to the tilted part and just tell them that on authority of the Inquisition, everybody needs to
Authority of
evacuate.
General Wilhelm.
Yes.
Well,
How
then-
about you just
yeah.
shake the building a little?
But then all the Inquisition will leave.
Oh.
Keep the Inquisition in, and then shake the building.
Wait, are there
So-
how many Inquisition are in the tilted part? Are there any?
you guys basically replaced them.
We are the only.
I can fear everybody out of the building.
Well, we can just kill them.
Oh
just
no!
like-
In the tilt of the building,
Yes.
you pretty much got rid of them. They're all still
Yes,
in the
exactly.
How many
That's what I'm
exits
saying.
to
Like
the building
I can cover
are
the
there?
tilt.
Oh. What?
How many exits to the building are there?
all the exits to the building. I mean,
Any of the
they've kind of-
windows on
they've kind of
the
got a
tower.
makeshift sort of exit to this building, but
So
then
if
there's
they could all go into that building, because we're in this one, right? This
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
tilted one.
Yep.
I
yeah.
have a
So
plan.
all the people in here could go into there.
Yes.
You always don't have another plan. Since we're the only Inquisition in here right now.
Wait, why are we the only Inquisition right now?
Because we just replaced the
other
ones who
Oh, you mean not in the whole building? You mean in the room?
just in
Yeah,
the tilted
yes.
part. We can have her make like an illusion of something nasty. I don't know. Are vampires a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make them think there's a vampire here. And I
I like zombies personally.
zombies works. Just something that'll terrify the common folk out, but not be so terrifying that the Inquisition don't come in. And it'd be like we'll be fighting this illusion, and then we'll just like leave and
I like that idea.
Mhm. That could work.
Okay.
Okay. So. Yeah, just
I can conjure a couple of,
I mean, just tell me what you're doing.
Oh, okay. So
I
I'm
can
going.
conjure a couple golems to help out too.
Yeah, he's gonna conjure golems. I'm
And I
going
throw cans on the
to
floor, and all of a sudden I go.
make it appear as
There's
if
people.
there's just
like giant
zombies
golems.
rising, and at their leader has a horrifically mauled face with a whip hanging by her side.
And knows yoga.
That was yoga.
All
Both
right.
of the golems I summoned need heavy weapons to take them down.
Sweet. All right. So that is a thing. Let me just make 2 rolls here. Perfect.
We can put some ghosts in there for good measure.
All right. Yeah. So
Flying around.
you create this illusion. You start hearing some screams in the streets. Gunfire starts to go off in the sort of area down here near this building. I don't know. Are you trying to concentrate them to one
We're doing
specific
it
spot?
In
or-
the
Yeah.
tilt, yeah.
in the tilt
Oh,
so that
in
we
the-
can
people
scare the
that
people
way.
out.
And
But
I-
gather-
Wait, you're making the zombies rise in the tilt,
Yes.
which is suspended above the ground.
Yes.
No, she's not.
So they're rising from the walls, essentially.
And I,
Interesting.
but we have
They're rising
actual.
from the debris.
No,
Yeah.
I'm summoning
Okay.
some golems, but she's making them look like zombies.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
then-
he got some too.
But she said that she was making an illusion.
Yeah.
Like there were more
Yes.
rising.
Well, yeah, on top of that, but some of them are actually going to have
Yes.
bodies.
That's why I
Okay.
added the ghosts
And
as
then
well.
I am going to be a nice Inquisition man, and I'm going to be at the exit over here, kind of like trying to tell everybody, evacuate.
Okay.
And I
we'll
just
do
like
it.
strike
I'm gonna
forward.
join you because I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, none of the Inquisition know that you're up here, by the way.
That's good.
Or
That's
that you're
That's the point.
We're trying to scare the people
We're
out.
trying to get
Okay.
the people out of this. Yeah.
and then attract Inquisition in.
Yes.
So set the scene for me. So you have these zombies, you have these ghosts,
So
and
the
they're just
zombies are like
wandering?
at this. Yes, the zombies like are at this end, and we're pushing the people
And
forward.
people
like
are-
we're
yeah, and-
slowly
and we're, like-
advancing that wall, and the people are all running into
And
this
we're like
building.
the kind of police force trying to like calm them down and see like everybody evacuate, we'll deal with it. Go this way. We're trying
Yes.
to herd them that way.
one
because there's
old
danger.
lady that you're trying to herd like towards that way is like, why aren't you fighting them?
We are!
There's some people fighting them. I'm herding snails
Said-
right now. Get going.
Kill him, young man, you strong young
Why
man.
aren't you fighting?
I
them?
am
And
not
then
young,
one from
miss.
me, and she just like keels over from a heart attack.
Ouch.
That's why.
Okay, so yeah, you successfully get the 2 families from that part to the other building.
We need all the families out.
No, there were only 2 families.
Holy
There's a big disturbance now.
Yeah, I made a random roll, and I only rolled a 2.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
now
try blowing up the building.
is there
we need
how
to
many?
make a position
Is
together.
there just one entrance like into this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like welding that shut.
Okay.
Like it's
Okay.
they're not coming back.
Okay.
And now let's go take out this building and I guess along with its tilt then.
All right.
So
I want
we
to go.
need to go to the base floor and
I
we need
can-
an explosion and I need a
Yes.
bend.
I can run out screaming the other end and like have one of the things chase me and attract some inquisition in
Oh,
there.
that's a good idea.
Sure.
Smart.
Okay, so the other way, I go like, help! 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 Zombies! Golems, what are they?
I'll stay by the door, so when they run in, I'll like blow up the door so they're trapped inside.
All right.
Do you want me to make a persuasion?
No, I mean they can definitely see some things chasing you. Everybody, somebody is just like undead in the tilt, and then a bunch of them, like all of them almost, like grab weapons and start to
From
attack.
behind the door, they just hear maniacal cackling.
So then let's quickly make our way to the basement. Is that where we take? Is that how large towers get destroyed? We take out the base, right? I don't know. Like a engineering degree.
We just need to take out like whatever's supporting it.
Yeah.
So, like,
So,
this wall.
like- Yeah, we just need to take out like one side or two of the corners.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Blow
Okay.
up and bend at the same time.
Go, Odium, go!
So we're trying to take
Yeah.
out heavy supporting like beams and stuff.
You can do it though.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're a battle bender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
I'm exploding.
So you're exploding. You're trying to bend the other metals.
I can't help with this.
Where exactly are you trying to sabotage this building?
We should probably do it like either this way so it doesn't kill the civilians over here by falling.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
true.
hope it falls more. I mean, it won't fall that way, but it'll fall more straight down.
Okay.
I
So,
gotta
we're
understand
just-
the physics of explosions.
I think I'm guessing.
I feel like you would be an expert at that.
I guess right now I'm just outside trying to bend anything. Any
Okay.
sort of big brace.
I'll keep watch to make sure
And
no one's
he's-
coming.
Wait, will you die if the building falls on you?
It's
I'll
not
be-
considered a heavy weapon.
I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna.
Because will it fall if all the outside stuff is taken, or are we going to need to
Do it.
take out some inside stuff?
Do it.
Oh,
Just do it. Start
Meanwhile,
pulling
we've
support.
trapped all the Inquisition we can in the tilt, and I got the hell out of there. I, shut them in.
like how thick is
Okay.
the building?
Looks pretty big.
There's some golems that are rampaging that can only be killed by
Yes.
heavy weapons. Which
Yep.
the ones that are there, as soon as
All
they
of
get
a
used
sudden,
will
we
explode.
just hear from the side of the building a scream and see an Inquisition soldier fly out the window.
Oh gosh.
All right, how will we start destroying from the inside and make our way out?
Yes, I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah, so we'll destroy the inner
Yeah, because
supports
it probably
first
won't
and then start
collapse
going
right
this-
away.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll
Take some time.
So
take a
when
minute.
we take out the final supports on this side, we're on the outside.
Yes.
And I
Okay.
should
Probably.
try to barrier us if we.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can
Can
leap away.
obscure
I
us.
can leap out the window.
I can obscure us, so it's harder to see what we're doing.
All right.
Okay. So yeah.
You.
You-
I mean, they're all running up the
It's
stairs
an
anyway.
mega obscure.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, you guys blow some holes and bend some metals, and the building starts to teeter back this way, and the tilt unfortunately gets detached from this building and then falls down right in the middle between
Nice.
these two. Unfortunately, 4 civilians died
Oh,
in the process,
that sucks.
and
Very good.
and the
How many
building goes
Inquisition
that
died
way.
with it, though?
What?
How many Inquisition died with it though? Like
Unnecessary sacrifice.
50 plus.
However many were.
Being terrified.
Yeah, pretty much all of them. You know, they.
Just about all of them.
Yeah, well, the Inquisition, those 7 squads are dead. Yeah, and then after that happens, the civilians start to join in the fight. Some of them actually take arms against the resistance because of the 4 civilians that were killed,
Oh, geez.
and it becomes it's a rather short fight. It's not that many people who are pissed off that their grandma down the street got a building slammed on her.
I try to dig them out. I'm at least nice.
All right.
I try to give the impression that I'm helping.
All right. You manage to save them and dig them out.
Ooh.
So that pacifies the rest of the loyalists, and the resistance, take out the remaining 3 squads. Sons of Brainor and Jellic's crew jump in as well, seeing the carnage going on, and you guys have successfully taken Sanctuary. Canopy. Damn it! I thought Canopy in my head, but I said Sanctuary.
Are there any?
And we have. Do we have General Wellington?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any Inquisition alive that I can question?
Do you want to make a notice roll,
I don't have
or a tracking roll, or investigation, or
any of
one
those.
else? Sorry.
Someone else want to do for me?
I can. Yeah.
Sure.
I want to know where Wellington was, if he was in the skyscraper or not.
7.
Which skill are you using?
Notice.
Okay. Yeah, you search the entire town. You can't seem to find him. Well, I shouldn't say the entire town. Mainly this area right here. Does anybody have Streetwise?
I do.
I do not.
You want to roll that for me?
Of course, the Gabo has Streetwise. Oh, that's not
4.
bad.
You start asking around town, and you get relatively vague answers, ranging from I don't know who you're talking about to oh yeah, I've seen him before. I don't know where he is now. Only one person really gives you an answer along the lines of, well, I saw an Inquisition officer who may have fit that description kind of leave not too long ago. Don't know where he went, but
Where did he? Which direction did he leave?
this direction.
It's towards
Is that like-
Sanctuary, isn't it?
Yeah, is that towards Sanctuary?
I don't know. I'm terrible at. I mean, I couldn't find my way out of a paper bag.
Would we know
before
if
the-
that's near Sanctuary?
Before the apocalypse, I had to use a GPS to get to work every day.
Would we know if that's near the direction to Sanctuary?
You have knowledge geography?
No.
Okay, well, then you don't really know.
As much as I would like to hunt down Wellington, I think we should focus on reinforcing Canopy right now and waiting for the attack from Sanctuary.
I agree.
And if I know Wellington, that son of a bitch is still alive.
No, I think we
He's a
should go
tough fucker.
towards Sanctuary, because if they're coming over here,
We have the advantage in defense.
Yeah, we
And we
defend.
have,
I mean, we could have used those lasers.
they're going now.
Dumbass.
yeah, but if the general's there, we can take the general. Can't the army or the forces that we have here defend?
I don't know.
I'm not the strategist.
Are we going to catch him in time, or are we just going to run into him and a bunch of
Right.
and an army of Inquisition?
Right.
I don't know. I was going to use my metal bending to make walls.
Um,
Do it. Just take apart that.
Yeah, you're the
building.
general.
We essentially have a wall right here, right now.
That's dividing half the town,
Yeah.
relatively.
Everyone on this half the town. We're all sitting in here.
oh, we should put the off switch somewhere.
Yeah. I'm going to go.
Will
to,
that mess up my what is it? My telekinetic device.
Yeah, it will.
What's the range on that?
What's the range on
I'm
what?
not-
It's the off switch.
The off switch? Oh gosh, 1 or 2 miles.
So it's going to cover the whole city.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to start trying to make a wall
All right.
out of metal.
All right. You start making a wall out of metal.
And it looks awesome. It looks like the Great Wall of China, but metal.
Instead of Canopy, now it's called Bunker Town.
Yeah.
The squiggly metal thing. All right. Anything else?
I mean, I think right now we're waiting until
Yeah, we're
So
just
you're
kind
just
of
gonna
let's
waiting.
try to get
fortify
all of our
walls.
guys
Yeah.
positioned everywhere.
You just gotta fortify the walls and find
Yeah.
a place to fit the
Yeah.
off switch. and
Let
wait for
me.
Any future developments?
Pretty much.
I have some binoculars. I'll keep an eye
I'm
out.
gonna lose my telekinetic device.
Ah!
These are the forces you're working with here. If you want to place them accordingly. By the way, even though these look like, one single building, they really represent a squad, or not building. Even though these look like one singular vehicle, they represent like a squadron of tanks or other vehicles.
Wait, are all these buildings being lived in? I mean, like, is this a tall building?
Relatively. They're smaller than these two
Do people
buildings.
live in this building?
They live in almost any building. Or
Well,
they're
hopefully we could evacuate like the people from the
Yeah, they need to go.
I'll run through the streets screaming, "It's
What?
time to evacuate!
Let's-
We've
well,
outed the Inquisition!"
Can we try to get them just all in one building so
Yeah.
they're not all? Because
But then if that building gets attacked, then
yeah.
everyone dies.
I'll just start evacuating.
Well, we could try to get
everybody.
anybody who
Where?
can't fight out of town.
Out the other way,
out the other way to where?
I built another section of wall across.
away
this
from
road.
danger.
Like a mile
Yeah, but where are they
or two
going
away.
to? Yeah, but where are they going to be safe? Like they don't want to.
That's
They
true.
don't want to leave the town though.
That's true.
I built another section of wall across this road,
Okay.
and it goes up to the building.
Okay. Perfect.
So I can't come in there now.
All right. So where are the civilians?
Are these vehicles?
I'd
Yeah.
say if we just put them all in.
We put the-
'Cause this is probably the only building big enough to house everyone, right?
Right.
All right. So I will mark this with a C from your guys' perspective. Marking that it is
Can I
for
go-
the civilians.
Isn't that a bill? Oh, it's like. it'd be a tough-
I'll just kind
I don't know.
of.
That's just an idea.
yeah.
That building is
I
relatively
was thinking
strong.
like we could have guys man like literally on top of the wall like a
Yeah,
regiment.
that's what I was thinking
Like,
too.
that's why I
Either
put
on the
those
wall
guys
or
in
on the
the
building.
building.
You're just gonna wall off the entire town?
I was gonna try to. I didn't know if I could do that if we had enough time to like
Instruct them.
because these are like. I mean, we have to do. Wait, which way? We have to figure out which way sanctuary is.
Yeah.
If it's that way,
It's that way.
okay. So yeah, I think that we put two guys up on the or two regiments, whatever you're gonna call them, up on the wall.
Then
Wait, what
we
kind
should
of like?
probably have one like surrounding the civilian tower as
Oh,
well.
sure. Yeah, I suppose
I'm putting them in there, but they're like around.
I want to build a wall here too.
All right.
Wall, yeah.
Metal bent wall.
Wait, what are these like units? Are they just tank units or?
Yeah, they're squadrons of tanks. These ones I want to say are worm killers, and these ones are Durgans. They're relatively small. They're relatively named after a dwarf named Durgan.
Which
But,
one? Which one has more
Relatively
range?
small squadrons, like maybe 2 or 3 tanks, but you know,
Yeah, which one has more range?
most likely that one.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because the Durgans are light tanks, whereas the worm killers are heavy tanks. Okay. So hey, you can take part in the battle. You wait, and you wait, and eventually, somebody give me a notice roll.
I was up there with my
3.
binoculars, so
Okay, so Freyan would see this. You see off in the distance a squadron of airships.
Stop. Stop real bad.
You also see a squadron of tanks.
I don't know. Like everybody's up high. Like a
Squadron of Durgan tanks. A squadron of worm killer tanks.
Uh-oh.
These guys are going to represent cavalry. So, unit of cavalry.
Well, where's the off switch? Well, it has like a range. We could just have it like here and knock them all out, and then
the airships
Yeah,
are
close
down. Okay.
Yeah.
And you see, well, a lot of jeeps, but essentially a ton of infantry are also present.
yeah. Will the off
As-
switch affect our vehicles?
Yeah, well,
It'll affect everything that's not analog.
especially a bunch of power armored units.
That's good.
And make me a notice roll, Frian, if you didn't already.
Oh jeez.
Well, that's one on the skill die, so I need to bend that, even though it would be a decent roll. Bonus with the binoculars. Woohoo! 12.
12.
The binoculars get +2.
You see a squad of power armored individuals flying.
How far away are they?
And they're not using any kind of weird science device or jetpacks like that that you can see. They're just straight up flying.
Hypocrites.
Freaks!
Yeah. Are they using magic?
How far away are they?
I want to say, well, they're outside of weapons range. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Are they within
So-
the range of the off switch?
Oh, we want them to get close. Because we're prepared for the off switch.
How do each of these units like attack?
They're definitely
Well, that's what I was saying. Are they in range of
Yeah.
the off switch?
They're not within range
We
of
want
the
them to
off
be close
switch.
enough that we can take advantage of it.
they move about a mile away from the city or from the town, and then they just stop.
So wait until they start coming. And like until they're about to hit the walls, and then like,
Well, they
Yeah.
stopped a mile away.
you know?
And by the way, the sun is going down. Well, the sun was already going down as these forces were moving in, but they stop, and the sun continues to go down. It's nighttime already.
Night vision goggles.
They still haven't moved.
Moved.
They've pretty much like set up camp at this point.
Is the off switch temporary or is it permanent?
Temporarily permanent.
You don't know.
I've never had this kind of magical tech. But anyways, they're setting up camp, so I can leave other me to man the wall with the night vision goggles. I'll take some sleep.
And
I say we attack them in the cover of night with the off switch.
The off switch.
will we do a preemptive strike? Will they start to attack like right now? What's with the flying dudes? Find out in part 2, guys.
Ba-bum.
What up, why?